This video was originally a Kickscammer exclusive episode, one of my monthly extra videos that I create exclusively for Patreons and YouTube members, just like this one, this one, this one, and this one. The reason you're seeing it publicly is because my next Kickscammer video, which was going to be the public episode, has landed me in some hot water. The kind of video that I do not want to put on the channel, and therefore I've decided to flip them around and make this one the public one and my next one exclusive for the supporters. If you guys want to support the show and see all of these episodes plus my next Kickscammer exclusive, which will drop in a few days, links can be found in the description. So, this is Amanda Palmer. She's a musician, don't you know? A struggling musician, constantly battling against the man, the competition, the label. Bloody labels. And this is her way of dealing with it. Kickstarter. I wanna take you for a ride. Now obviously, I'm not going to be playing any of her music in this video, but if you are interested in listening to a little bit of Amanda, then there'll be links down in the description. She's an experimental music artist that has the thing needed to become a star. She is edgy, she had that perfect I don't give a toot look about her. She stuck out in an overcrowded rocky scene with her loud and theatrical style on the piano in her sort of punk big band beret music style found in the Dresden Dolls before going solo. And let's be fair here, her music is incredibly intriguing. Seriously, if you have never heard of Amanda Palmer, go and check her out. Even if she's not your thing, I think you will be surprised at just how intriguing, exhilarating and fresh her style is. Plus, you can actually download or name your price for her later music thanks to Patreon. But of course, firstly, it was thanks to Kickstarter. And a very successful Kickstarter at that, raising over $1 million, giving Amanda the opportunity to give the fans who backed it their rewards, for the most part, that being an album that was already finished before the Kickstarter even went live, that would eventually be released on a platform that doesn't charge artists anything besides a small percentage of their sales. So the album was already finished before she even started the Kickstarter, and she released it for free over on Bandcamp. Then what was the $1 million for? Well, that's what we're going to be finding out today. I wanna take you for a ride. As I pull apart this crowd-funded mess and give you guys an insight into what it's like for a struggling artist to release an album on a site like Kickstarter in Kickstarter's biggest music disaster. Welcome to Slope's Game Room. So Amanda Palmer, she's quite the extrovert. She's the sort of lady that does not mind doing what she can to get that one-on-one connection with the fans. Heck, you think your favourite band was good at fan interaction? Well, Miss Palmer took it one step further. As an example, she would often find herself and her band's mates kipping on fans' sofa after gigs, and here she is completely naked after one show, letting her fans draw on her, which is yet to happen with my favourite band. So yeah, Amanda is indeed quite the extrovert. As already stated, Amanda loved to get herself into the limelight by doing this sort of stuff. And as you no doubt know, when you do stuff like hanging around outside the New York Library 8 months pregnant naked with body paint all over you as a statue, people are going to be taking notice. And among those people are, of course, the hardcore fans. Amanda had done pretty well for herself building up this loyal fan base, and in 2008 released a solo album which again did pretty damn well.
Hi, I'm Amanda Palmer and this is Neil Gaiman, and we've come all the way to the beach in England to tell you about our Kickstarter. Right, Neil? Neil brought a banana, and I brought my ukulele, And we decided that we're gonna go on tour in America on the West Coast this fall. And for all of you people who can't come to the tour, which is gonna be awesome, we're gonna record it and turn it into a CD. And the tour is gonna be great, right, Neil? Right, Neil?
What you are seeing right here is Amanda Palmer's first Kickstarter, and that guy in the video with her is her husband Neil Gaiman. If that name rings a bell, it's because Neil is a pretty successful author among other things, and that's taking things lightly. Having plenty of his works being adapted into other mediums, and this tour with both of them on would not only feature music by Amanda on a ukulele, but also readings by Neil, and from what I've heard online, all of the 3,873 backers that raised $133,341 seemed to like it. So, fair play, Amanda. And then besides her popping up on a few different campaigns as a vocalist, Theatre of Evil, the album, artwork and tour was announced, and this was Amanda's way of showing the world that this indeed is the future of music. Who needs big budget labels, huh? Screw you, Roadrunner Records, who needs ya when you've got Sarah Palmer littering the streets in this Kickstarter video that did very, very well. It dropped in 2012 asking for $100,000 but ended up getting $1,192,793 from 24,883 backers, making it one of the most popular music related Kickstarters to ever hit the platform. You see, the message was simple yet effective. Making records costs a lot of money, a hell of a lot of money, and this was her way of sticking it to the label and doing it herself by going directly to the fans and asking them to contribute directly to her, the artist. She'd built up a new band called the Grand Theft Orchestra, consisting of popular musicians in their own fields to play alongside her for this new album and tour, and was also going to be commissioning artists to create an art book to go alongside this new solo project. This is all pretty standard with today's mindset, of course, you know, going directly to the fans and asking them to pay directly to you for a piece of music, medium, gadget or whatever, especially on places like Kickstarter. But to Amanda's credit, she was one of the first people to do it successfully and to this level on Kickstarter. So fair play, Amanda. It done incredibly well, especially when news sites picked up on this too, with plenty of people thinking, you know, this may be the future of music. But if we do dig a little deeper on this campaign towards the end of its life, a few home truths come to pass, including where all of this money was going and how it was going to be spent. You ready for this? Firstly, $250,000 needs to go on bills. Boom. Done. Obviously this includes the production of the album itself over the last year, where she hasn't been working at all, but yeah, all in all, she has debts, and those debts came to the number of $250,000 of that $1 million raised, and she was going to be paying that off, leaving her with almost around $750,000. Then you've got $105,000 on CDs, $30,000 on the vinyls, $80,000 on art books, between $15,000 and $20,000 on actually getting the art made, $30,000 on these Neil and Carl book things that she was offering, $15,000 on getting custom printed turntables, another perk that she was offering, another $30,000 for more art rewards, $10,000 for a small tour of 6 cities, and by the way, this is only estimated if each tour doesn't sell out. You got another $10,000 for air travel, between $20,000 and $25,000 needs to go on artwork for the art shows found on the tour. She even goes into detail explaining that 15% needs to go to her lawyer, 5% needs to go to her accountant, which she estimates being around $150,000, between $80,000 to $100,000 for music videos, 5% on Kickstarter fees, roughly the same percentage goes on Amazon credit card processing fees, and lots of little bits here and there, resulting in $1.2 million becoming closer to $100,000 left over, which just so happens to be the same amount of money she was asking for in the first place. Okay, so she had $250,000 worth of debt and, I don't know, somewhere between $800,000 and $900,000 worth of stuff to pay out, Granted, it wouldn't have been that much if less people had pledged, yet she was planning to pay all of this off with a Kickstarter goal of only $100,000. That doesn't really make too much sense now, does it? Lucky Amanda. Imagine if this campaign didn't get over $1 million. She'd still be in debt. Heck, she'd be in even more debt, right? All because she didn't want to do this album with her record label and didn't want to ask her extremely wealthy husband either. Whatever. This sort of thing happens all the time, I'm sure, plenty more times than you and I would ever know about. You always wanted to know where all of that extra money raised on places like Kickstarter goes? Well, there you have it. $350,000 roughly was earned on this, $250,000 went on bills, not related to the Kickstarter, and a nice $100,000 straight in the back pocket. If we keep our expenses down and keep the tour pretty practical and the video budget way down, I could probably put $100,000 of this in the bank personally, which would be great. Great, okay, well done Amanda. Not everything on here is exactly to my taste, but fair play, you've done a good job and you didn't need a label to do it. You may have just proven that this is indeed the future of music. Yes. Anyway, let's take a look at that tour she was on, shall we? Now, according to her update on costings, we've already established that she had already paid a good amount for the tour. The problem was, however, she wasn't paying a lot of the musicians that actually went on it to help her, but instead, she would feed these musicians with, and I quote, hug, high five you up and down, pick your poison, give you merch, and thank you mightily for adding to the big noise we are planning to make. So, in short, she was expecting brass players to turn up for rehearsals and eventually the tour itself so that they could play alongside her for free in order for her to keep as much of that final $100,000 that she could. As you would expect, the internet blew up with angry backers, including music unions, who saw this as nothing more than free labour, which would have costed her about $35,000 estimated of that final $100,000 that she'd earned, yet she was refusing to pay it, stating, "If my fans are happy and my audience is happy and the musicians on stage are happy, where's the problem?" Be that as it may, this wasn't a free event. People were paying to go to an event where the money was only going to the lead artist and, get this, a few choice band members that she saw fit to actually pay. In other words, if she thought they were worth it, she paid them. If she thinks that they only needed the exposure, she didn't. Now, from what I can tell, it wasn't documented as to the reason why she left Roadrunner Records in the first place, but my guess is that she stepped away for the same reason the majority of artists stepped away from major labels: money. And now, by doing all of this independently, she is also not paying her artists, aka she has become the big evil label she got away from in the first place. Even Steve Albany, who worked with such bands as Nirvana and the Pixies to name a few, had this to say: "It should be obvious that having gotten over $1 million for such an effort, that it's just rude to ask for further indulgences from your audience." Thankfully, in the end, Amanda did see the error of her ways after all the hate she got on the internet for not paying people that were working for her, and in a very long-winded open letter, she reluctantly decided to go against her original plan. "Me and my band have discussed it at length, and we have decided we should pay all of our guest musicians. We have the power to do it, and we're going to do it. In fact, we started doing it 3 shows ago. My management team tweaked and reconfigured financials, pulling money from this and that other budget, mostly video, and moving it to the tour budget. All of the money we took out of those budgets is going to the crowdsourced musicians fund. We are going to pay the volunteer musicians every night, even though they volunteered their time for beer, hugs, merch, free tickets, and love. We'll now also hand them cash." For me, this just goes to show that a big publisher, a big label, or a big corporation, or whatever it may be, are not always the enemy. You hear nothing but horror stories about the man holding back the struggling artist, but when push comes to shove, in this instance at least, what have you got? You got a popular solo artist made popular by the label. Heck, no way would she have even been anywhere near this popular without the label's help in the first place. She went on to make well over the money needed to make an album in her eyes, and because of this, she became the company and everything that goes with it. The fans, the hates, the hard work, and the expectation of getting as many people as you can to work for nothing so that you can keep as much of the bottom line for yourself. Is this really the future of music? My guess is no. Hey there guys, thanks for checking out the video. Like I said, yeah, this wasn't a video that was supposed to go live on the channel. This was supposed to be a Kickscammer exclusive video, but due to some heat that I'm currently in with the next video, I'm going to be making that next video exclusive over on my secret channel. Yes. Anyway guys, if you guys do want to support the show and see all of the Kickscammer exclusive episodes that I have already done, including the upcoming one, which will be done in a couple of days, then please do click the links that you see down below, just like these awesome people do every single month who help support the show and help me to continue creating awesome videos like these. Let's give a massive shout out to Jaber, Al Aiden, Gary Pinkett, Sashi Dog, Andrew Dalton, Andrew Ward, Jonathan Hayward, Lipped, C64 Television, Kevin King, Aaron Gorman, Ben Jackson, Pretty with Horns, Jeff Mianowski, Elf Daughtercraft, Richard Alderjick, Shadow Dahl, Rovan Army, Ryan Holtz, Retro to Next Gen, aka Lou, Dina, Adam Lefty Taylor, Intrigued Gaming, Tim Labonte, Tim Lunn, Conrad Constantine, Pretendo 64, Creamy Elephant, David Yaron, Kinglink Reviews, Lance Silk, Jacob P, aka Avalon Janes, Benjamin Guy, Chris the Rottweiler, Hut, Brandon Gold, Aidan Wolf, Big Rico, Jeff Ladd, Mike Martin, RetroReversing.com, RL Sloan Friendly, Shadow Dragon, Game Apologist, Chris Applin, Wobbles and Bean, The Wonder Ducks, Ye Old Hamburglar, Dan Petit, Lucas Softail, Ronnie Method, SSWB, Solix Captor, Jeremy Rodriguez, Nick Pollard, Bram Perez, Marcus Kingimo Cut Tyndall, Richard Carter aka Fantastic Dizzy, Todd Paul Float G, Petty New, Vike Echo, The Shaded J, Rocket Plod, Butt Plugs and Mastodons, Christopher Furlong, Man of God 9000, Cunning Linguist, That Gamer, Arista, Mr. T, Dina81, Trans Rights, and Samuel Nilsson. Like I said guys, if you want to get your name shown, get your name shouted out, come and see what I'm working on and see all of those Kickscammer exclusive episodes and the one that I have got coming up within the next few days, then please do click those links down below and consider supporting the show. Otherwise, coming up, we will be having another Kickscammer news episode coming up probably midweek, hopefully. And I'm also working on a couple of really big complete histories, and I've got some exclusive content on an unreleased game that I'm very, very excited to share with you. I'm just talking to a few developers that worked on it. Very, very excited for that. But anyway, I think we'll end it there. Yes, this is DJ Slope signing out, and hopefully I'll see you all next time.